rounds, are you? You'd better get some rest. I see. I'd be careful with who you confide in. I was merely making an observation. But speaking of focus, let's be clear. Come daybreak, finding a healer is our first priority. Yes? Caution is a luxury we don't have. Let's rest and wake up at first light.
Sounds like you've been learning all about your gruesome future. I have to say, I thought you'd look worse, but no. Not a tentacle to be seen. Indeed you could. We're all doing surprisingly well, given the circumstances. I'm not taking anything for granted, of course. First sign of change, and I'll have to stop that pretty little heart of yours. I am open to suggestions. Knives, poison, strangulation, whatever you'd prefer. A classic. One good thrust to the heart and you're gone. We need a good blade, of course. Don't want to waste time hacking and prodding with a dinner knife. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is all a worst-case scenario, obviously. If the last day has taught me anything, it's that the impossible is more likely than you think. Now, let's get some rest. The sooner we start tomorrow, the better our chances of keeping this hypothetical. I am open to suggestions. Knives, poison, strangulation, whatever you'd prefer. Don't be so pig-headed. I'm being practical. How much damage will you cause if you transform? How much blood can you bear to have on your hands? I do like you, you know. You've got fire. Whatever happens, I'll make the right choice. Sweet dreams, darling. I am open to suggestions. Knives, poison, strangulation, whatever you'd prefer. I don't think poison is for me. Nor stabbing, come to think of it. I always felt decapitation was a fine choice. One good swing and then nothing. But we were talking about you. What'll it be? A fine choice. Now, to use sword or axe. Or a saw. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. This is all a worst-case scenario, obviously. I am open to suggestions. Knives, poison, strangulation, whatever you'd prefer. A fine choice. I can think of some nightshades that are deliciously fatal. If they're mixed well, you'll just close your eyes and drift away. And if they're not, well, I'm getting ahead of myself.
What's better than a devil you don't know? A devil you do. Am I a friend? Potentially. An adversary? Conceivably. But a savior? That's for certain. Because my compassion is boundless. I stride among the needy, giving comfort where I can. And you're in dire need. One skull, two tenants, and no solution in sight. I could fix it all, like that. And what is madness but a denial of reality? Still, I've a feeling you'll change your mind.
Now there's a bloody devil trailing after us. Well, this gets better and better. Shop around, he said. He seems sure we won't find anything. And he might be right. We've had no luck so far. Maybe. But all that, take your time, I'll wait, nonsense. He's playing with us. Cazador liked to toy with people too. Let them think there was hope, right until the end. Until he snatched it all away. Creatures like them don't play games, unless they know they can win. Maybe. But he's not the only one spinning a web for us. This is no ordinary mind flayer parasite. Who tampered with it, and why? What do they have planned for us? And why are we important enough that a devil comes knocking on our door? If we find those answers, we might have a chance. So, you put her down. If you're here to do the same to me, be warned. I don't die easy. I feel awful. My head's pounding, my teeth are loose. I can barely see straight. This is it. The beginning of the end. What are we going to do? I won't lie. I'm close to taking the devil up on his offer. I'd choose servitude over oblivion any day. But you're right. We probably won't change tonight. Maybe I won't have to choose either. Well, hello. Feeling better, are we? I certainly am. This morning I find myself free of pain and with a new trick. A new power. Last night, the risk of transformation. It all feels like some terrible dream now. You too? What did you see? Huh. You enjoyed it? Of course. I had the same dream, of course. Very... enticing.
The blank look, the flat voice. He's holding something back.
I dreamt of him. My old master. Cazador. A vampire's spawn is less than a slave. They're a puppet. We have no choice but to obey our master's commands. They speak, and our bodies react. It's all part of the deal. Sometimes he'd order us to submit torture. Sometimes he'd have us torture ourselves. Whatever his weather-vane mood settled on. Thank you. But this isn't about sympathy. It's about knowing what we might be up against. The Mind Flayers aren't the only monsters out there, and they might not be the only ones hunting us. All I'm asking is that you keep your eyes open and watch out for anything lurking in the shadows. What more could I ask? Now, is that all?
You recognize the feathered creature. It's the owlbear cub you rescued. The cub tilts his head. He does not trust you. Yet. The cub's eyes lock onto the food in your hand. The creature gulps the food down. It seems he hasn't eaten in some time. With a hungry chirp, he steps forward. He wants more.
What a delectable little pet.
Alarmed by your companion's approach, the cub flees into the forest.
Oh, now look. You've scared off the little snack.
Shar's blessings upon you. I don't have to explain myself to you. Very well. Perhaps there's potential in you. Let's see how you handle this. I am indeed a disciple of Shar. Mistress of the Night and Lady of Loss. I assume you've heard of her? My Lady Shar is the Night Singer, the patron of darkness and loss. Most fear the dark, like children, because in darkness they see their fears reflected. But Shar teaches us to step beyond fear. Beyond loss. In darkness, we do not hide. We act. Pain. Hope. The promise of better days. All of these are heavy cloaks that bend our backs and burden our hearts. We shed those cloaks. Before Shar, we stand gloriously naked. Beyond the vanities of mortals. There's comfort, yes. But often there has to be pain beforehand. We tear down the lies the world is drunk on. The institutions they trust, the so-called gods they worship, the lives they cling to. We destroy false idols, topple corrupt organizations, fight heretics wherever they're found. There's often suffering, death even. Many people break before they embrace Shar's truths. You're wiser than most. Many people balk at our doctrine. It's the reason why we cherish secrecy. You surprise me. And not in a negative sense, I must admit. Perhaps, once we've saved ourselves from the tadpoles, we can talk more on this.
I see it in you. I feel it in me. We are lost. I will be quick with my blade. First you, then the others. then myself.
Your minds intertwine. You sense a touch of uncertainty, a touch of disgust.
Take it. One motion across the neck. I will not be gich. Vlakith Gorg Skatzai.
Thank you. Do you think you could trust me just a little further? I only need a taste. I swear. Really? Of course. Not one drop more.
He holds you carefully, delicately, until he strikes. It's like a shard of ice into your neck, a quick, sharp pain that fades to throbbing numbness. Your breath catches, your pulse quickens.
It happened to you again, didn't it? Another dream. Don't be coy, it's already shared. You killed and conquered, then bedded your paramour. I still feel the warmth of his touch, and the screams of those I slaughtered for him. Did you want it? What you saw? Me too. Whoever's doing this knows me well. Tempting. It would be good for you to have a role model, but I don't think so.
I couldn't help but eavesdrop on you. It seems we've all had interesting dreams. Since we started using our condition to influence others, I've been hearing things at night. And now these dreams. They have to be connected.
Perhaps it's time we stopped indulging in the more useful aspects of these parasites.
I said they were connected. I didn't say we should stop. Let's not throw away that power over some dreams.
You can put your own sanity at risk then. I want an end to these dreams.
You're such a sweetheart. I'm just glad you're being sensible about these revelations. I was worried people might turn up with torches and pitchforks. Although there's still time.
A vampire? Well, that explains the pallor. Given our group's nature, I don't see much harm. We're each monsters in the making, after all.
Oh, and a quick word of warning, Astarion. I taste absolutely awful. Keep your distance.
I wouldn't recommend it. I won't get you, but the mind flayers might.
You say all the right words, but I'm not so sure you mean the right things. Still, I will respect the decision that was made.
There now. We're all friends again. Shall we go? There's a long day ahead of us. Quite the opposite. I'm here in the spirit of openness and honesty, to work together as a team.
I'd just better not wake in the night to find fangs at my throat.
There now. We're all friends again. Shall we go? There's a long day ahead of us. As am I. I'm starting to feel a little peckish already. Indeed, we can't. We have to figure out what's happening. Why we aren't changing, what's planned for us, and why a devil is suddenly taking an interest. If we can answer those questions... Well, well. Someone was using their forbidden powers again. I knew you couldn't resist. Morals are all well and good, but power always wins.
Power is a treacherous thing. Sometimes it makes you betray yourself.
You were a fool to invite the geek into our minds. Have you so little respect?
I'm glad to hear it. We don't have much going for us. Best use the advantages we can.
We meet again, as predicted. I shall be here in thy camp, for whenever thou hast need of my services. Be assured, it is not by choice. A mending of the threads between life and death. Should thou or any of thy compatriots perish, I will cleave soul to body once more. A matter of coin. Very well. Speak their name, and it shall be done. This is the price of balance. Well counted. I recommend keeping thy distance for a moment.
When we set out on this little adventure, I never imagined I'd watch you slaughter an ancient order of druids. It's a lot of bloodshed. I'm almost impressed. Depends on the corpses, darling.